D-Gens, what's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? Good to see ya. Let's get right into the charts, guys. Excited. Got a lot of energy today. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got some great news from Hara today. Well, last night. Did a video talking about a little bit. We're going to look at it again while we're here on the stream because, hey, we can, right? So weekly time frame for Jasmy here, guys. I think that I'm going to stick by my statement. I think this is going to be a green week, guys. I do think it's going to be a green week. Right now, we're a little bit red, but, look at this week here. Look at last week. We dropped all the way down here to 2 cents 199 on the weekly here. Look how far we went down and then got bought all the way back up again, right? So that was last week. I think that, so this year is nothing, right? I think we're going to have a green week, guys. I do. I think Bitcoin's going to break through 100K this week. Let's go look at Jasmy on the daily time frame. Yeah, look how high we shot up last night. A lot of selling pressure up there, guys. Holy smokes. Did that selling pressure push us all the way back down here? But that's fine, right? We still have, 4 hours and 40 minutes until this daily candle closes. We could turn it green again. Let's go, baby. Let's go, right? As we see the golden cross is continuing to play out. I put my little projection here, but I'll remove it so you guys can see. We have the 30-day moving closer and closer towards the 200-day SMA. So, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there, guys. Probably week and a half, 2 weeks, we could see it. We already saw the golden cross here with the 30 crossed over the 100. Now it's moving its way towards the 200, guys. Big things coming, man. Big things coming. Another golden cross in the making for Jasmy on the daily time frame. Guys, if you're new here, put your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. What we do is we cover the news, and then we get to the chat the second half of the stream. So yeah, make sure you put that in there, and I will address all of your questions at the second half of the stream. So that's what I see happening with Bitcoin here, guys. We put in our higher low, or Jasmy, sorry. We put in a higher low. We're putting in yet another higher low. Eventually, we're going to work our way up here and close some candles. We'll probably put another higher low in right up here somewhere. That's how I see it going, copying Bitcoin's charts. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's go have a look at the Bitcoin chart, see what's going on. So ping pong in here, guys. Like I told you guys last week, I said it's possible we could come back down and retest 91 to 92K before breaking through 100K. And it looks like that just might happen. We seem to be holding support here, though. Very nice. That $95,000 level seems pretty strong. We wick below it, but right back up inside, right back above it. Now, look how perfect we acted as support here at the $91,900 level. We may test it one more time before moving up, like I said. It's possible, but I just feel like we're going to break through 100K this week, guys. I feel like we're going to, right? The sell wall, I've talked about it 100 times. The sell wall back here was like 1,300 Bitcoin, right? Now over here is like just a couple of hundred left, right? It's crumbled dramatically. I think we break through that level. And then we're going to see a short squeeze here. Like I talk about all the time, we got about $3.38 billion worth of shorts on Bitcoin at $100,000 that are going to get they're either going to get liquidated or they're going to close out their positions, one of the two, right? Either way, it leads us to another break to the upside here. So I think we're going to move up somewhere between like 107, 108 is where we're going to go here on the short squeeze. And then we'll probably pull back to around 105 and consolidate, putting in another higher low. That's kind of how I see it playing out for Bitcoin here in the near term. So yeah, it's kind of where I'm seeing it going here. So all right, let's get into crypto bubbles. Let's go have a look at the bubbles. Some of the altcoins are having a little bit of a correction today. Myria, Turbo, Pith, KASPA, SEI, XCN. Got some corrections going on. But we also got a major pump action. Look at XRP pumping again. Made it up to $2.84. Now, guys, I did a video today over on the Patreon just kind of talking about being careful because there is, there's there's a lot of risk right now. A lot of people are asking me, hey man, should I get into XRP now? Like, should I sell a project that hasn't pumped, and move those profits over to XRP? It's going, it doesn't seem to be stopping. I see people on Reddit and stuff and on Telegram, they're saying, it's going to $10 and stuff like that. Guys, come on, right? Go over to the Patreon. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. And I just did a video breaking all of this down, guys. So check it out. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's just, that's one of the biggest rookie mistakes you could possibly make, in my opinion, right? But I mean, to each their own, right? I can't tell you what to do with your money. You do you, boo-boo, at the end of the day, right? So, but yeah, you got to be careful, guys. So definitely check out the video I made over on the Patreon there. Check it out. All right, so let's look at the rest of the bubbles. H-bar is running to 28 cents, guys. I've done a fantastic job with my H-bar holdings, man. I got into H-bar at 3 cents. I sold it when it got to 19 cents, dropped back down to like 4 cents, filled my bag again, and I may actually sell it again, getting close to these levels, right? So swing trading these projects, guys. Quant 24%, $130. Somebody over, we were having a discussion. We're having a discussion over on the Patreon. And we were talking about Quant and the fact that they're leaving X, and if that was a bad thing, if it was going to be detrimental to the project, right? Now, for me personally, I don't think so, guys. I don't think that Quant leaving X is going to affect Quant's price action in an adverse way. I just don't think so. It's got, the fundamentals are phenomenal. The tokenomics are phenomenal. I just don't see that being a problem at the end of the day. Some people are a little butthurt about it. I think it's a stupid idea. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised inside of a month or two, they come back to X, right? I don't see it being an issue at the end of the day. So that's kind of how I'm viewing it with Quant. Guys, we have some we do group Zoom calls every single day, every evening over on the Patreon, and we have these deep dive discussions. We've been talking lately about the KPI goals of Jasmy. If we feel and when we feel that Hara and the team should update the KPI goals, because you have to understand the KPI goals were designed in 2019, right? And they were projecting for 2026. That's a long time. So given how everything is played out between 2019 and almost 2025, I think that it's time that they reassess the KPI goals and kind of come forward with a new kind of layout, a new plan of where they think they're at, where they think that they could be, and maybe possibly another timeline on them, right? This was a deep dive conversation we were having over on the Patreon, guys. Get over there. We do group Zoom calls every evening. Join them. It's a fantastic time. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching sessions with me. The link's in the chat for that, guys. All right, so what else do we got? Stronghold's having a good run. Stronghold is having a fantastic run. I see some altcoin requests in the chat, guys. There's a little tab at the top if you're on YouTube. If you're on the Crypto Future YouTube, I'm streaming on 3 platforms right now. So if you're on Crypto Future YouTube, there's a little tab at the top that says goals. It's an altcoin request tab. Put your altcoin requests in there, and I'll take care of them for you. So yeah, Chainlink's having a good time. Flare and Corium, guys, 2 amazing projects inside the XRP ecosystem. I was fortunate enough to get free airdrops on those projects, along with Sologenic and Songbird, for holding so much XRP. So, but the market, a little bit of a correction today, guys. Nothing to, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to DCA at the end of the day. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, all right, let's go check this out, guys. This is the new website not for Jasmy as a project, but for Jasmy's My Genome Guard. Check it out, guys. Super slick about the project, genetic testing services. Now, I did a video this morning kind of showing it a little bit, but so yeah, absolutely amazing. Jasmy, My Genome Guard promotion. Just guys, this is a groundbreaking move for Jasmy, right? to be able to now be onboarding data from the medical cancer research community, right, of all things, is, absolutely amazing. And, again, I've talked about this. Max from Maximus Crypto, he's talked about this. Jesse, KIR Finance, he's talked about it. Brian's, we've all talked about this. Lil Bidman, Icy Amphibian, right? They've all in different ways alluded to the fact that the PDL at some point was going to be utilized inside the medical field. And just yesterday, I was talking about how I showed an article from Japan about how the MINA medical insurance cards were expiring, and they're trying to onboard people from there onto the PDL instead, because they want to have everyone's medical information, or not on the PDL, sorry, the My Number card, right? Because they're transitioning as a society into the My Number card being an all-in-one encompassing, ID card, right? Your medical information, your medical insurance, your driver's license, right? Your banking information, everything on there, and it's all based on the infrastructure of Jasmy's PDL system, right? So very, very bullish stuff, guys. Very bullish. So they got this new slick website, and it's funny. I gotta give another shout out to Max, brother, Maximus Crypto. You guys got to check him out. Shoot him a sub. Shoot him a follow on X. He called this. He was on the channel a couple of weeks ago, and he said, whenever Jasmy's team gets super, super quiet, all of a sudden they come up with some massive announcement. And here we are, guys. Here we are, just like that. Boom, right? Now, you couple this with the potential. We saw the other day that Binance purchased 800 million Jasmy the day before yesterday, right? For their hot wallet. Now, the speculation out there is that because Hara said in his AMA that they're targeting the end of the year, so the end of December, to have the Jangshin's ecosystem, the layer 2, launched, right? I think, well, we're speculating anyway, that they've already been in talks with Binance, that they've shown, look, our ecosystem is launching this month. I think that maybe Binance is picking up that 800 million Jasmy tokens to run some sort of a promotion next month in January after they remove Jasmy from the monitoring zone. Then they're gonna use that 800 million Jasmy to run a promotion for trading on Jasmy over on Binance. So they're gonna go from suppressing the price of Jasmy to shilling it to everybody. That's gonna be huge, guys. It's gonna be huge. Big things for Jasmy here, guys. Absolutely love it. The patience is paying off, right? And the funny thing is, like, people are, again, I'll go back to XRP. Guys, most altcoins are going to experience the same type of pump action that is happening in XRP, right? So if you're sitting there and you're like, man, like XRP's pumping, why isn't my coin doing that? Pretty much all altcoins, except for garbage. If your coin, for example, if the team's abandoned the project, if there's been multiple hacks and exploits, or if they haven't done any new partnerships, new work, new developments in the project over the bear market, then okay, your altcoin might not pump as much. But for the most part, all altcoins are going to have similar runs to what's happening with XRP right now. You just have to be patient and wait, right? That's all it is. Crypto is so much easier than people think that it is. Again, this is another deep dive conversation we have over on the Patreon all the time. Crypto's easier than you think that it is. You overthink it. People overthink it. They feel like because they're not doing anything in the moment, they feel like they're making a mistake, they're losing an opportunity, and then they start making bad moves, right? A lot of the time, investing is just doing nothing and waiting, right? And it feels counterintuitive. You feel like you should be doing something, right? But in actuality, no. Most of the time, you should not be doing anything. You should not be chasing green candles. You should not be doing nothing. Do nothing most of the time. Make sure you know when. Make sure you know when your exit strategies are, when you're going to be taking profits. Make sure you have a plan in place. If you need to have a plan, if you need help designing a plan, get over to the Patreon. That's what we do. We help you design plans, exit strategies, when you should be taking profits. Guys, listen, there's a lot of content creators out there right now calling ridiculous price levels for projects, and it's going to get worse, okay? The $10,000 XRP people are already coming out in droves, right? And that is the quickest way to get wrecked in crypto, is listening to those kind of people, right? You're already hearing people talk about super cycles and how the bull run's not going to end in 2026. Guys, there's so much treacherous waters out there in crypto. You have to be able to navigate them, okay? So I'm telling you, you got to get over to the Patreon, guys. Get your exit strategy in place. Get your plan together, guys, so that you're not, rocked by this misinformation, by these ridiculous price predictions. Like, things get crazy. Look what happened with Doge, right? In the last bull run, guys. Doge is a perfect example. A lot of people were anticipating Doge getting to $1. That's what the general consensus was. And what happened? Doge didn't get to $1, right? It got to like 72 cents or something like that. And a lot of people were left holding the bag. Speaking of which, I watched that Dogecoin Millionaire documentary. If you haven't seen it, guys, it's on Netflix. I highly recommend you go watch it. It's a life lesson for investing in crypto, right? The guy's portfolio went up to like $3 or $4 million, and he would not sell his Doge because he was like, nope, it's got to be 10 million, right? So then he wrote it all the way back down again to a couple of $100,000. And here's the thing, guys. Had he just sold, taken the $3 or $4 million, and then put that money, at least even half that money, back into Doge at the bottom of this bear market, it would have turned into more than $10 million in this cycle, right? You have to know how to navigate these markets. You have to, guys. That's how you succeed, right? All right, let's get to some more of the news. Again, guys, if you're new here, put your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I will get to them. I do the news first, and then I get to the chat the second half. So if you're on Crypto Future, I'm streaming on Crypto Future, I'm streaming on Crypto Blueprint, and I'm streaming over on X. So put your questions in the chat. I will get to all of them, guys, after we get through the news. All right, my KASPA community, check it out, guys. Upcoming listing. Thrilled to share that KASPA coin will be listed on Swift's all-chain bridge, guys. Big things coming. They're listing the entire KRC20 meme coin ecosystem all over on Bridger's Swift's all-chain bridge. Very, very bullish stuff, guys. Very bullish for the KASPA community. Anyway, more liquidity into the ecosystem, guys. KASPA is going to do big things. Check this out. A parting gift from Biden's administration. The U.S. government moved almost $2 billion worth of Bitcoin to a new address. Biden selling off the Bitcoin in spite of the Bitcoin reserve. So he's basically costing Americans money by selling the Bitcoin they already have, because now the new administration coming in, building a Bitcoin strategic reserve asset class, will now have to spend more taxpayer money to purchase Bitcoin because Biden is burning it, right? So absolutely amazing to see that from the Democratic Party. Amazing, guys. Good job. Good job. All right, what else do we got here? A little bit of perspective on Hara's announcement last night. It says, if you're looking for a real utility and upside potential, here's the real world use case for Jasmy's PDL. Patients to be paid in Jasmy coin for their data. Guys, this is what I'm saying to you, right? How many times have I said Jasmy is the potential to get paid just to live your life, right? Well, here's one more aspect of that where patients are going to get paid in Jasmy coin to provide their data, right? Not only are they getting paid and compensated for it, but that's valuable data that's going to be safely and securely stored anonymously, right? That's going to help future patients and future cancer research. This is groundbreaking progress from Jasmy's from Jasmy's as a project, guys. Absolutely amazing, right? Absolutely amazing, guys. What do we got here? We got something from Hara. So Hara says there are platforms that are already. He's talking about which platforms are? He says there are platforms that are already being used using Jasmy Coin as a means of payment. For example, Hara said he uses Travela.com, which allows you to conveniently arrange hotels and airline tickets with Jasmy Coin. So Hara, funny story, Hara has been actually traveling. You guys know how he's been traveling the world doing different seminars, conferences, guest speaker, Well, he's been paying in his Jasmy Coin for hotels and airline tickets and stuff like that. Utility in motion, guys. Utility in motion. I keep saying it, right? And then you get the haters out there and they say, oh, Jasmy has no utility. What about now? What about now? All right, check it out. Tommy Lee says OTC Bitcoin desks don't have enough supply to meet the high demand. I have been pounding on this drum for months that the OTC desk at the beginning of the year had about 400,000 Bitcoin. Now they have less than 100,000. Check this out, guys.
Do you want to, we always get a Bitcoin comment from you before we let you go. Normally it got stuck under 100. That's a pretty... It's a psychological level, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think some of this could be, there's a lot of folks who don't want Bitcoin over 100,000, and some of it may be the exchanges themselves are concerned because there is a pretty low supply of Bitcoin available over the counter. So you have a supply shortage, and if Bitcoin makes a move above 100,000, I think there'd be a big chase. So I'm still confident Bitcoin's going to close much higher before year end.
Before year end.
Before year end, yeah.
So break $100,000 before the end of the year?
Yeah, well above 100,000 before year end.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time.
It's December 2nd. It's not that long, Tom. So it's going to do it in the next 4 weeks.
Tom makes bold short-term
I know,
calls.
you're nuts, and they all come. Usually they come true.
I think this week, guys, that's what I'm targeting. This week. All right, what else do we have out there? Michael Saylor news. Check this out. Michael Saylor news. So MicroStrategy bought an additional 15,400 Bitcoin worth 1.5 billion. Guys, it's funny because we just talked about this yesterday when Michael Saylor shared the Bitcoin chart again, and it was like every time he does that, the following week he buys Bitcoin for the last 4 weeks. And sure enough, he buys more Bitcoin today. This guy is a legend, man. An absolute legend. Holy crap. What else do we got here? From Eleanor Tourette, she says, Wisdom Tree Funds officially files its S1 with the SEC for a spot XRP ETF. Yes, guys, another ETF S1 filing. You absolutely love to see it. And we also have a new listing for Jasmy, as you can see right here on Bitcoin. New listing for Jasmy. Jasmy, ARC, Baby Doge, blah, 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 blah. But new listing for Jasmy. Very, very bullish, guys. What else do we have? Another video. Let's go to another video. Expect an S&P 500 in the 0 to 10% range in 2025.
In the markets on this final trading month of the year, we want to bring in Jeremy Siegel. He is Professor Emeritus of Finance at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. He's also Chief Economist at Wisdom Tree. And Jeremy, I don't know if you just heard that conversation. I'm going to assume you did. How would you weigh in on this, just in terms of what the market knows, what the market anticipates, what we should be expecting from policy in the incoming Trump administration?
Yeah. Good morning, Becky. I know Joe has been asking about what's going on with the 10-year. If you remember, on the day of the election, the 10-year really jumped by almost 20 basis points. I think that was a shot across the bow saying to Trump, be careful of all the tax cuts. Now, I think that the market will certainly accept an extension of the 2017 tax cuts. But remember, Trump really promised a lot more, and it really started turning around, Becky, as you said, when Scott Bessent was, basically nominated as the Secretary of Treasury, because he's known as someone that takes a reasonable stance on the deficit. The deficit is a long-term problem. I don't think it's short-term, but if every single one of Trump's promises on tax cuts does take place, I think that's going to pressure the bond market. And I think Scott's nomination really was the start of taking that pressure off.
Well, probably also recognizing that incoming President Trump cares about the market's reaction to and uses it as a measuring stick of kind of a report card.
Absolutely. No other president uses the stock market more than President Trump. I'd also like to comment on, this recent Trump tweet, if you would want to call it, about 100% tariffs on the BRIC countries if they start a new currency. I find that really curious because really I think the biggest threat to the dollar being used as a reserve currency is Bitcoin, which we all hear, Trump is a big supporter of. So it seems a little bit strange to tell them don't produce an alternative reserve currency when really Bitcoin is, being talked about by many countries in the world as their alternative currency, some of them getting rid of gold and going into Bitcoin. So I'm a little curious on how that's going to play itself out.
This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. They're not talking about using Bitcoin as a currency. They're talking about using it as a hedge. They're talking about using it as a reserve asset. This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Once we hear all the details.
Well, Jeremy, what are you expecting? What do you think will happen? You anticipate that some of his stances will be moderated because he will care about the stock market's reaction to this, and that's why. So you're positive on stocks as a result?
Yeah, I am positive. I mean, I know that Tom, who I respect tremendously, thinks another 5% this month. I'm wondering whether we brought forward the good December in November because of his election. So it might be a little bit harder to get to 6,300. I think that Tom thinks there'll be a pause after that. We are at high valuations, but not extraordinary. And I'm beginning to see that the Mag 7 is a little bit lagging the rest of the market. Are we seeing the beginning of the rotation? I think this month might begin to tell us, maybe the Mag 7 will do nothing next year, and those small and mid-sized caps stocks, which are, really so undervalued compared to the others, are finally going to have their day in the sun.
And that's okay with you?
I think that's perfect, and that'll keep the bull market going.
What would you anticipate next year if you think maybe we've already pulled some gains forward into November? What are you expecting for next year?
Well, I think I'm expecting a much quieter market. I mean, we've had two, blockbuster years, 2023, 2024. So I'm expecting an S&P probably in the 0 to 10% range. But I think that the Mag 7 and Tech Group might be flattish. So X that, you're probably in the 5 to 15% range for the rest of the market, since Mag 7 is 1/3 of the S&P valuation. So maybe for once we will see relative softness on the big high flyers that have been so good for the market the last 2 years, and finally those others going up. But the S&P being 1/3 of those high flyers, if they do falter next year or even really don't increase, it'll be hard for the S&P to make anything like the gains that we had in 2023 and 2024.
Mag 7 is so close to MAGA 7.
Yeah,
I just wonder,
I know.
every time you say that, I like twitch a little bit. And actually, I'm wondering which of the Mag 7, I don't think you can say monolithically that they'd all do well under a Trump administration. I don't know which ones will continue to be.
I mean, obviously Tesla's big gains have been brought forward by its association with Trump. I mean, that's People were
That's
wanting
one.
to take Tesla out of the Mag 7 because it was doing so poorly, and then suddenly now it's one of the best performing stocks. A lot of people, of course, they had Netflix in there. It doesn't quite have the market cap, but those stocks are selling for 30, 35 times forward earnings, which is certainly awesome.
Jeremy, the Trump trade we've talked about so much, you should pick 7 of the stocks and call them the MAGA 7, because it's just begging that to be called the MAGA 7.
The MAGA 7. That guy didn't know anything about Bitcoin, though, and what's going on with it. Absolutely crazy. Just in, XRP has surpassed $150 billion market cap, guys. Absolutely crazy. Just like 2 weeks ago, it was under a $50 billion market cap. Altcoin Daily says, what is happening to XRP right now can happen to Solana, Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, 10 or 12 other crypto coins can do this as quickly as tomorrow. Well, pretty much all altcoins can do this as quickly as tomorrow. That's exactly it, guys. What's going to pop off next? That's the question. Marty Party, check it out, says, guys, so is this a sign that Ripple is going to start taking profits here? He says, so when I posted yesterday about Ripple unlocking 2 billion of XRP, you all berated me saying it's normal, which is true. They unlock at the beginning of every month. That's true. That's normal, right? But now they've unlocked another 2 billion. That's 4 billion XRP unlocked by Ripple in the last 48 hours. Why is Ripple unlocking 4 billion XRP from its escrow all of a sudden? Interesting question. Are they about to start dumping on the markets? If they did, I think that would start to really piss off the XRP community that have been holding and being loyal to Ripple all this time. Breaking news, publicly listed company Mara Holdings is raising another $700 million. Why are they raising $700 million? To buy more Bitcoin. The largest Bitcoin mining company is buying more Bitcoin, guys. Are you seeing what's happening here? What else do we got? Bitcoin Magazine, publicly traded Singapore firm Genius Group also bought another 172 Bitcoin worth $15.8 million. It's all getting bought up, guys. It's all getting bought up. Let's see here. Got an article here about XRP. Let's get into this. So, time to sell XRP? $444 million in inflows on exchanges. Ripple's native token XRP is making a wave in the cryptocurrency landscape with an impressive performance, with a significant price surge of over 420% in the last 30 days. XRP has outperformed major cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Binance Coin, and others. However, current data suggests a negative outlook for XRP, indicating a potential price correction or a possible decline in the coming days. Data from the on-chain analytics firm CoinGlass indicates that whales appear to be offloading their holdings as prices continue to rise. According to CoinGlass, XRP's spot inflow-outflow data exchanges have witnessed significant inflows, 444.39 million over the past 24 hours. Guys, nothing goes straight up forever. There is going to have to be corrections and sell-offs, right? In the context of cryptocurrency, inflows refer to the movement of assets from a whale wallet to exchanges, which often creates selling pressure and suggests that investors might be depositing the assets with the intent to sell. Besides whales and investors' recent activity, traders have also shown strong interest in the altcoins. In the altcoin. As reported by CoinGlass, open interest metrics, according to the data, XRP's open interest has surged by 37.98% in the last 24 hours and at 21% in the past 4 hours. This growing OI, open interest, indicates heightened trader interest, leading to a significant increase in open positions. The combination of these on-chain metrics suggests that whales and traders are significantly participating in the altcoin as it continues to rise. potentially due to the profit booking or creation of short positions in the hope that the price may reverse. At press time, XRP is trading at $2.72 and has registered a significant 43% upside momentum in the past 24 hours. This notable upside momentum is the highest by top cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. Meanwhile, during the same period, XRP has also witnessed a significant 390% rise in the trading volume, indicating heightened participation from the traders and investors compared to the previous day. So is it time to start thinking about taking profits on your XRP, guys? An interesting question. I can't tell you what to do with your money. As I always say, you do you, boo-boo, but you know, it might not be a bad idea. People over on the Patreon know exactly what I'm doing with my profits, with my portfolio. Get over there if you want to know. James Lavish says Bitcoin is 0.2% right now at 1% of total global assets. Bitcoin's a $9 trillion asset worth about $450,000. Check it out.
There are $900 trillion of global assets, investable assets. Bitcoin is currently 1.7 trillion of those, which is 0.02% of total assets. It's 1/10 the size of gold. So it has a long way to go here, but at $90,000, it's still only 0.2% of the entire investment universe. Now remember, it's 1/10 the size of gold, but gold's been around for thousands of years. Bitcoin's been around for 15. This is tremendous momentum, but a huge amount of space here for it to start taking some allocations from those other areas. Where will it take allocations from? Well, the obvious one is gold. Second obvious one is equities. The third obvious one is bonds. And then the fourth obvious one is real estate. So it's going to kind of go in that order in my mind, that investors are going to start realize that, oh, this is digital gold. Oh, I should, instead of having my money in just equities and bonds, I should have some in Bitcoin. Oh, instead of having all of my money in real estate, and instead of looking for real estate investment opportunities, forget about your home, I should buy some Bitcoin instead. Why? Because it's liquid. It's trustworthy. It has a tremendous rate of return over the course of just 4 years. Every single 4-year period, it has a rate of return. So that's another thing. And then just doing quick math on it, you know, it's 0.2% right now. At 1% of the total global assets, Bitcoin's a $9 trillion asset and worth about $450,000 per coin. At 3%, it's worth $1.3 million per coin. So we have a long way to go. I don't know when we get to that $1 million level. I expect it to be in the next 7 years or so.
Nice. I do too. That's roughly my timeline as well. 7 years or so, guys. That's why I continue to accumulate Bitcoin throughout the bear markets. I never sell my Bitcoin. I continue to accumulate. Check out this clown, Carl the Moon. So this guy's been fighting XRP for years. Egrad Crypto says this is Carl the Moon. He prevented millions of people from buying XRP when it was 50 cents by fighting it and telling them it was a bad investment. He should be put into the shame corner now because he's bragging that he made a $3 million profit on XRP. I do not attack anyone, but literally stopped newbies from buying XRP. So this guy advised everyone who watches his channel not to buy XRP. Now he's bragging that he made $3 million investing in XRP. You got to be careful who you follow, guys. Absolutely despicable. Absolutely despicable, right? All right, what else do we got? Guys, listen, I am a big KASPA fan. I love KASPA. It's one of my top holdings. But this kind of thing, I dislike. I don't like having content creators or people out there representing a project as good as KASPA doing this kind of thing. You should not have to hold your project up against a different project in an attempt to try to make the other project look bad just to try to make your project look good, right? You should never have to do that. If your project is that good, you should be able to get your point across about how good your project is simply by giving us the fundamentals and the great news and the breakdowns of it. I cover Jasmy over here, guys, nonstop. You guys know that. When have you ever seen me hold Jasmy up against another project in an attempt to make the other project look bad? You should never have to FUD a different project to make your project look good, right? For me, that turns me away from a project. That immediately tells me your project must not be that good if you know, instead of talking good about your project, you're talking bad about another project, right? So yeah, and don't get me wrong, KASPA is a phenomenal project. It's one of my top holdings, right? We got into KASPA below a penny, but this kind of stuff has to stop, right? This is bad. This is a bad look, right? What else do we got? Watch your guru. Coinbase now allows users to purchase cryptocurrency with Apple Pay, guys. Another step forward for onboarding new retail investors. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Back to XRP again, guys. Check this out. Massive liquidation alert, guys. $195 million worth of XRP shorts will get liquidated if XRP hits $2.75. Could a short squeeze be coming on XRP to propel it over that $3 mark? Very, very likely, guys. Very likely indeed. Let's get into another video here, guys. I like to spread the videos out for you. All right, so former Kansas City Fed Pres Hoeing not super concerned about Trump putting pressure on the Fed. Is Trump going to put pressure on Powell?
And how incoming President Donald Trump may try to influence Fed policy in his second term. Former Kansas City Fed President Tom Hoenig joins us right now. He recently wrote about this topic in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. He's currently a distinguished fellow, a senior fellow, I should say, at George Mason University's Mercatus Center. And Tom, let's talk about this. You laid out in your op-ed that you don't think that Donald Trump is going to try and fire Jay Powell or end his term early. What do you think?
Well, I think the situation is such that Jay Powell and the Federal Market Committee is in an easing mode right now. And so why, you know, with all the other things he has on his plate, why would you fool with that as long as they're not raising rates? I would first, and I would point out to you, Becky, that presidents getting involved in monetary policy is not new. As I pointed out in my remarks or in my op-ed, that starting with, well, at least from Harry Truman, Johnson, Nixon, all had a lot of influence on the Fed's chairman and on the FOMC, and especially in a time when they wanted interest rates not to be increased. That's not going to change with Trump at all. And the other thing to remember is you have really a committee that has full discretion over monetary policy. So one of the most important things to our economic system, money and interest rates, are controlled at the discretion of a policy body. That means it is going to be subject to political pressure regardless of who is president. So that'll be the case with Trump. And should they find themselves in a situation where they need to raise interest rates, Trump will put a lot of pressure on them not to do so, given his other plans going forward. He doesn't want to see the economy slow because of higher interest rates. So I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, if he starts putting pressure on, Powell has May of 2026, he'll be gone, and he'll be looking to who he puts in Trump's place will be his priority at that point, I suspect. You
know, Trump has said that he doesn't really like high rates, is not going to want high interest rates, but he also wants a stock market that gives him a really good grade about how his administration is doing. That's important to him. Those seem like conflicting potential ideas if you get into a situation where, you know, the deficit is rising, some of these issues come down. If you were a betting man, how would you bet which one of these priorities is going to rise to the top if it turns out that they are in direct conflict?
Well, I suspect that the lower interest rates will, because it's been the experience for the last 20 years. The low interest rates move asset values up. We see it right now. We see it in the stock market. It's much higher than anyone would have suspected. And so that's kind of what you look for with low interest rate. Now, having said that, If we do get a situation where with government spending the way it is, the deficit growing like crazy, and the Fed is pressured to keep rates low and pressured to print money or buy that bond, then inflation takes off, and you will get a lot of upward pressure on interest rates regardless. However, that's probably more than 6 months, probably more than a year away, and that still is enough time for Powell to work his way through this, and Trump begin to see who's going to replace Powell in 2026.
So
I think
bottom line, you're not super concerned at this point.
Pardon?
You're not super concerned at this point. There are things you're watching, but you're not super concerned at this point.
I'm not super concerned about the pressures on the Fed because they're already in that mold. But a year from now, I'm going to be a lot more concerned, because then I think we're going to have deficit problems, potentially inflation problems if that gets monetized. So that's when you begin to worry about the relationship between the Fed and the president.
And the questions that will be asked of people potentially stepping in to take over the Federal Reserve at that point.
That's going to start even later.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to observe the relationship between Trump's administration and Powell over at the Fed, and what is going to happen. Why has the Bitcoin price never surpassed $100,000? Here's an analysis, an analyst view. Bitcoin started the week on a downward note, dropping nearly 2% to around 95K before recovering. BTC has been hovering between 90,000 and 98,000 for the past 2 weeks, struggling with persistent resistance at the psychological level of $100,000. Valentine Fernier, an analyst at BRN, noted the significant hurdle preventing Bitcoin from surpassing this milestone. Despite strong market catalysts and rising investor confidence, Bitcoin continues to struggle with the psychological barrier of $100,000, he wrote in an email. He said profit taking is evident, and a significant sell wall of over 4,000 Bitcoin worth approximately $384 million needs to be cleared for further highs to be reached. Broader macroeconomic conditions, particularly Fed rate expectations, are also weighing on Bitcoin. Recent data suggests a shift in investor sentiment around the Fed's next move. The CME FedWatch tool shows the probability of a 25 basis point rate cut at the Fed Open Market Committee, the FOMC meeting on December 18th, has dropped to 61% from 67% last Friday. This week, investors are keeping a close eye on critical economic reports and Fed official speeches that could impact Bitcoin's price trajectory. Key events include November non-farm payroll reports, U.S. unemployment rates, speech by the Fed Chairman Powell, and 2 speeches by SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Of course, Gare Bear's got to throw his hat in the ring. You can find the date, time, and other details of the developments that will take place on this in the BitcoinSynopsis.com special weekly calendar below. Okay, well, there you go. So, guys, big psychological level. I think that there's a good possibility we could see Bitcoin break through 100K this week. It will happen this month for sure, but I'm optimistic it could happen as early as this week. Michael Vanderpop says, there we go again. Great bounce at the start of the week. Another test of 98K, and it seems likely we're going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Michael Vanderpop dropping that alpha, guys. You got to love it. All right, a little bit of speculation here, guys. Check it out from Jasmy AI. It says XRP and Jasmy partnership. Ripple's new fund in Japan and Korea aims to drive innovation onto the XRPL. Speculation suggests a potential partnership between Ripple and Japan-based blockchain platform Jasmy. This results from Japan's favorable regulations and existing partnerships with SBI, guys, big partner and bank of Jasmy. So what could be cooking in the background? And then we got some Michael Saylor talk. See if we can play this. Why Microsoft cannot afford to not to buy Bitcoin. Michael Saylor in his 3-minute presentation.
Microsoft can't afford to miss the next technology wave, and Bitcoin is that wave. Bitcoin represents the greatest digital transformation of the 21st century. It represents digital capital. The global wealth is distributed across assets that provide utility and others that preserve capital. But risk is destroying trillions of dollars of that capital every single year. And investors are turning to digital capital in the form of Bitcoin in order to avoid that risk. Digital capital is economically and technically superior to physical capital, and it represents a revolutionary advance in capital preservation. The asset class itself is growing from trillions to hundreds of trillions of dollars, and it is backed by digital power along with political and economic power. It makes sense for Microsoft to be powered by digital capital. Bitcoin's the best asset you can own. The numbers speak for themselves. It makes a lot more sense to buy Bitcoin than to buy your own stock back or to hold Bitcoin rather than holding bonds. If you're going to outperform, you're going to need Bitcoin. And those bonds are undermining your options market and your equity liquidity. Luckily, you have an alternative. Public support for Bitcoin is surging, as is political support, as is support for the US Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, as is Wall Street support. And the President of the United States says,
never sell your Bitcoin.
That's why we're entering year one of the crypto renaissance. And you have a choice to make. Cling to the past or embrace the future. Divest billions of dollars and slow your growth rate. Invest billions of dollars and accelerate your growth rate. You've surrendered hundreds of billions of dollars of capital over the past 5 years, and you've just amplified the risks that your own shareholders face. If you want to escape that vicious cycle, you're going to need an asset without counterparty risk. What if you could buy a $100 billion company growing faster than Microsoft for 1 times revenue? What if you could keep doing it every single year? It's time for Microsoft to evaluate its Bitcoin strategic options. We've created an open source model. You can plug in your own assumptions. You can convert your cash flows and your dividends and your buybacks and your debt into Bitcoin. If you do that, you'll add hundreds of dollars to the stock price. You can create trillions of dollars of enterprise value. You can strip away risk from your shareholders, and you can prosper on the Bitcoin standard. So do the right thing for the world and adopt Bitcoin.
Do it now. Do it. All right, let's get back over to the Jasmy chart. And let's get into the chat, guys. Let's answer some questions. Let's see what's going on. Look at that. What did I say at the beginning of the stream? I said we could turn this candle green before the end of the day. We turned it green before the end of the stream, for crying out loud. It's the crypto future live stream effect. It's the pump, baby. All right, let me scroll to the top of the chat. A long ways to go here. All right, guys, as always, please make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It means a lot. And if you're watching on X, shoot me a follow. It would be greatly appreciated. Got to get the Jasmy content out to the masses here, guys. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Strange Skies in the house. What's up? What's up? Nacho, good morning, y'all. Ready for a great day. Absolutely, man. It's a good DCA day. Big Kev, what's up, man? Crypto Degens, Rob with the Alpha, as usual. I got you, brother. I got you. Balaclava Man's in the house. Danny, what's going on, brother? Dennis, can you give me your price prediction on HOT? Apologies for the request on your live chat, but I don't see the icon to keep referring to in the live chat. It's right up at the top, my friend. It says goals, and there's a little bullseye on it. It should be right at the top of the chat. Over on YouTube. What do we got here? Bruno, good morning, Rob. Questions are the videos you're going to be making for when It's time to sell. Just going to be, yes, they are. Well, yeah, they're going to be over on the Patreon for sure. But the members of YouTube are also going to get the same help, right? So definitely, guys, get over to the Patreon. If you need an exit strategy created, guys, if you've never been through an altcoin season before, surround yourself with a community of people who have, okay? There's nothing wrong with having your hand held through an altcoin season if it means that you can make life-changing money for yourself, right? So get over to the Patreon. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. It's over on X in the description, or in the thing down below. Get over to the Patreon. We do live group Zoom chats every night, guys, and we discuss deep dive stuff, right? So get over there. Earl, what's up, man? Hey, what gives you more gains in 2025, Crow or KASPA? What do you think? I'd have to go with KASPA on that one. XYO DPen, absolutely. Bland, what's going on? Good to see you. I saw a video of you and Wes. You're going to sell XCM. Please don't discuss things that my exit price points from the Patreon over on the live chat. I will message me over on the Patreon, and I will give you my plan there. Okay. Shane, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Love the video you just posted on the Patreon. Yeah. I just posted a very important video over there too, guys. So you got to get over to the Patreon. Blast says, honestly, everyone should join. Jack, let's get this party started, brother. What keeps H-bar pumping? Honestly, at this point, it's just, listen, we're in what is called a melt-up phase, right? And just because a project is pumping doesn't necessarily mean it's a catalyst that's causing it, right? When you're in a melt-up phase of a bull run, what's happening is Bitcoin has done one leg of its parabolic run, okay? And altcoins, while Bitcoin is kind of consolidating and building up some support, altcoins are melting their way upwards to kind of catch up to Bitcoin's price action. That's why they say Bitcoin is the tide that rises all boats, right? So it's just a melt-up phase is what I refer to it as, where altcoins are starting to climb their way up slowly, building higher lows and higher highs in preparation for altcoin season. So you're seeing it with H-bar, with XRP, with XLM. We've seen it with Solana. We've seen it with a whole bunch of altcoins already, right? So, Brandon, is Binance delisting Jasmy? No, they are not. There is nothing to say that. I know that there was a content creator spreading that around, but it's not true. Yeah, Palm Springs says exactly. It's fake news. Exactly. My thoughts on Proppy. I'm very bullish on Proppy. Proppy is actually one of the projects that we're going to be deep diving and doing a lot of investing in the next bear market. Projects Proppy and projects like Proppy are going to be huge going into the next bull run. I am very bullish on Proppy for 2028, 2029's bull run. Anyone holding BNT? No, I'm not holding it. I am not holding it. Jasmy to the moon? The moon? Rock people, what's up, man? Guess Hunter needs... Nice. Jim, what's up, buddy? Let's go, Brandon. Jim, when Rob talks about KASPA, is it the one with K? It's the one with a K. KASPA, KASPA. Elon Muff in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, man. Jasmy will rock it. Yes, absolutely. Biden is ass. Nice. As far as memes go, don't sleep on Ozak. Nice. I don't have an exit price target yet, and I've sent you what I hold. Yes, I will give you a plan. You will schedule another one-on-one with me as soon as possible, and we'll get that done for you. Bitcoin will tokenize on XDC, XRP, etc. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. They all work together. Yep. That's what people don't understand, man, is they think that every project's in competition. A lot of them, guys, there's a prospect that people aren't really understanding here, and it happens in the stock market and TradFi all the time. It's called acquisitions and mergers, right? We're just starting to see the birth of that in crypto now with the merger of ASG, right? Or ASI, Singularity Net, Ocean, and FET AI. We've seen a merger there. You're going to start to see a lot of this kind of stuff. We're already seeing Charles Hoskinson reaching out and working with projects like Ripple, like Algorand and HBAR as well, right? So you're going to start seeing a lot of these bigger companies start working together in collaboration and possibly merging together, right? That's a perfectly normal thing in TradFi, in stocks, right? It's just starting to make its way over to crypto now. Studio Tech, what's up, man? Nicholas, what's up, big dog? Good to see you, man. It's all coming together. Yep. Why is XRP unlocking tokens, Rob? I don't have a concrete answer for you, man, but I hope it's not so that they can dump on investors. I sold mine today. Well, most of it. Nice. Nobody ever went broke taking profits, guys. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. What's KASPA about? KASPA is a layer 1 block DAG, hoping to compete with the likes of Cardano and Ethereum. Layer 1 platform. HODL Bitcoin for the next 10 years. Yes, absolutely, man. California hot boy in the house. Magic Power, what's up, man? Heat Round, watching from X. Thank you so much for your comment, man. I appreciate you watching on X. That guy who comments. I love that name. XRP is worse. XLM. They're both good. I like both of them, to be honest with you. Speaking the truth on projects. That's how we do, man. That's how we do. GT, what's up, man? Rob, I got a dare for you. Go on George's channel. Tip him $2. Call him out on his next live stream. He flip-flopped on Render, Aerodrome, and now he loves XRP. Someone has to do it. Yeah, that guy FUDs XRP well, he used to FUD it all the time. Now all of a sudden he's probably, I haven't watched him lately. I don't know. Is he talking positively about XRP all of a sudden? He did the same thing with Shiba Inu as well. He was FUDing it, and then when it got popular, he started saying, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's actually good." Amon, what's up, man? Are you almost out of your position in XCN? I haven't sold any of my XCN. Jasmy and Swift, I haven't sold any. I haven't taken any profits on any of those projects. None of them. Lord of the Realm, what's up, man? Good to see you. Plus, he will read super chats after he does his spiel. Best to do it. Nice. Tobias, is Jasmy going to go over 50 cents? I think it can. Watch Jasmy pump and George ends singing his praise. Oh, yeah, he will. BitBoy will do the same thing. BitBoy will start telling you that he starts saying he told you about Jasmy all along. He was telling everyone, buy Jasmy. But that's what those guys do, right? Those bigger content creators, that's what they do. They just pick a project that starts all of a sudden breaking out and running and gaining momentum, and then they say, I was telling you about it all along. And meanwhile, there's no proof, no videos, no nothing about them talking about it. And you know what? And who cares at the end of the day, really, right? As long as our projects are getting that kind of exposure, then it's like, okay, well, whatever, right? We'll take it. We'll take that exposure. Jetpack, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Joe TV, let's go, Trump. Absolutely, man. Lily's in the house. What's going on, Lily? Good to see you. Jesse James, let's go, Jasmy. Fax, what's up, buddy? Here's a brain buster. If Trump and Garlinghouse want to make RLUSD the number one stable coin, which they clearly do, and Tether is not only an American, but is very suspect as well, which BTC is mainly controlled by Tether, and massive amounts of Tether printing, then BTC could potentially be in massive trouble. That is a very interesting way of looking at it, actually, right? I think they would need a slower integration of USDC and RLUSD to kind of slowly transition from Tether, because you're right. If you just rip the Band-Aid off, you could be in trouble, right? That would be an interesting scenario, my friend. Very interesting scenario. You have a crystal ball for sure. Nice. Unless they transfer BTC to RLUSD and then completely eliminate Tether. I could see that happening because, here's the thing. Tether's been around forever, and they still have not gotten a real audit. And that bothers me. That bothers me to the point where people ask me, if I hold any of my money on stablecoin during a bear market before I start DCAing again, and the answer is no, because I don't trust them. They won't get audited. Why would I leave my money there? That's crazy, right? That's absolutely crazy. I want them to prove that they're backed 1-to-1 and get audited. Otherwise, I don't trust them. Are we going to sell XC? I already told you to please ask me that privately in the Discord. H-bar got a BitGet listing, so it's getting pumped. Oh, okay, so that's why it's getting some pump action. Nice. Mr. Will, oh my god. I'm printing here. Holy nice, man. Nice. Nubian King, my man, what's up, buddy? It's been a while. I haven't seen you. I don't know anything about Ordi Swap. I'd have to do a little bit of research into it. Awesome alpha as always. Liquidity's in the house. Glad we got to ride the storm out together. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Quant is running 30%. Yeah, Quant's looking good too. There will be alliances. Yes, exactly. We got the what is that movie or what is that TV show called again? Game of Thrones going on. Game of Crypto. What's your price on XCN? I will likely be leaving XCN somewhere around that 10-cent level. Do you guys understand what's happening after XRP hits 3? There is no data. That means the sky is the limit. Yeah, price discovery mode, man. Gary, what's up, man? What's the highest you think Jasmy can go this bull season? Highest I think it can go is probably it's probably $1 would be the highest I think it could go. Rob, you got to do a Jasmy to $1 million video so we can see who actually pays attention. Yeah, Jasmy to $589. There you go. Holmes, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Crypto Truth, what's up, man? Tether never audited since 2014. Yes, exactly. And that's an issue, man. That is a big issue for me. I wonder how much tax Biden pardoned his son for. Or DISA. Let me have a look. Ordi Swap ran to 27 cents in March. Now it's like 2 cents. Let me have a look at the ticker here, man. It's ORDISW. Yeah, it's 202 right now. It's only got a $2 million market cap. This thing looked like it rugged, man. This looked like it rugged big time. It's a BRC20 DEX. Yeah, this looks like some sort of a rug, brother. Jasmy to the moon over Miami. Would Flare, Moonwell, and Civic be as interesting as Jasmy and XRP? They are interesting projects. I'm very bullish on Flare and Moonwell. Civic, I'm just neutral on, but I love Flare and I love Moonwell. So yes, they are very interesting projects. Yes. So yeah. All right, guys, that's the news. That's the chat. I got to get ready to head to the gym. I got some one-on-ones to do over on the Patreon. Guys, if you want to book a one-on-one, get over to the Patreon. The link's in the chat. It's in the description. It's in the pinned comments. Also, guys, we do group Zoom calls every night, and we do deep dive discussions on like Jasmy's KPI goals. What are the updates on that stuff? We do price prediction stuff on price targets. We do exit strategies and profit taking plans. Guys, get over to the Patreon. If you've never been to an altcoin season before, get over there and get your exit plan in place, guys. Surround yourself with a community of people who've been through multiple altcoin seasons, because winging it could end up costing you big time, and it's going to cost you 4 more years of your life waiting for the next bull run. Don't do that to yourself. Get over to the Patreon, join our community. We have everyone from seasoned veterans to beginners over there. Join us, join the conversation, get the help that you need. Like and subscribe to the channel, guys, and I will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Central for the next live stream. Deuces.